All right,
We're
folks.
back.
Surprise, we're the sponsors.
Yeah, we are this one. Hey, guys, was there music playing on that video? We didn't have any here. Just give me a yes or no in the chat. Did you hear music in that little short video?
We have a lot of Canadians on tonight.
Okay, they
Yeah.
had music.
Oh, they
didn't.
heard the music.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Apparently, we don't hear it at this end. Okay, that's good to know. All right, everybody.
See
Yeah,
Texans,
Texas, yeah.
Google.
Whitby, Barrie, Fort Erie, New York City. Welcome there. Ohio, Kamloops, BC, close to my home stopping grounds.
Tennessee.
Michigan. All
Welcome,
right.
everyone.
Woohoo.
Thank you all for joining tonight.
All right, this is our monthly Q&A where you guys are going to run the show, basically. Take us where you want us to go. Ask us any single thing you want about Panama. And we're going to tell you whether or not we can answer it. Likely we can, but hey, sometimes we might have to research and get back to you.
It happens.
Usually we know a guy.
Usually we know a guy.
Oscar knows a guy at least.
If any of you want to break the ice, pop on the screen, it's always nice to get to see our peeps or anyone that is new, first time they want to break the ice.
Yeah, we'll show you how to do that after we do our introductions and come on live with us. We just finished our September tour. How was that?
Yes,
Oscar?
it was a very nice week. There was great times, as always, as usual, and different personalities, of course. But everyone had a great time. Everyone had a great time, and
Yeah.
everybody learned so much about the country, and many of them that thought Panama was different
Yeah, exactly.
or positive, right? So
We're going to talk about who we are. Many of you guys find us through marketing and stuff and don't even know what we're doing. Tonight, again, it's about you, so we're not going to dwell on this. But on our relocation tours, we don't only show you rentals and don't only introduce you to the locals here, and we introduce you to the Panamanian people. We show you the canal because the canal is the backbone of this country. And it's the pride of the Panamanian people. Understanding that is very important. You never say anything bad about the canal. And
it's one of the 7 wonders. Too.
Yeah, we like do a coffee tour. It
Yes.
doesn't take long, 45 minutes.
Well, yeah, it was a very good experience for them to understand more about the coffee because many of them don't even know what it looked like, the plant.
And it's one of our biggest exports.
Yes.
Keeps the country going, employs like I don't even know the number of people.
Well,
So,
good amount of indigenous. They have a good program with the indigenous, which is they try to give back to them in some way. So it's kind of like those companies that has what do you say? It's more like give back to the workers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely a prideful point in Panama because the Panamanian coffee is really famous internationally now.
Mm-hmm. So we are very unique. So let's quickly introduce ourselves. Megan always gets to go first.
Yeah, so I'll be super quick. I'm Megan. I am the operations director of Retire in Panama. So if you sign up for a tour with us, you'll get lots of emails from me. I'll make sure that you're ready to go to come on tour with us. And I also love to meet our tour guests when they're here in Boquete. We had a great time with the tour group the last couple of days in Boquete. And I've been living in Panama for about 6 years now. I originally came here with the Peace Corps and learned a lot about the whole country, living in small communities, learning to speak Spanish, and doing some cool development projects here. And now, like all of us, our team is based here in Boquete. And we love our community here.
And I am Oscar Peña, and originally from Cali, Colombia. Been in Panama for 15 years. Basically, I'm the one that does all the operations, make sure everybody is having a great time and learning about the culture of Panama. And also, I am the one who makes sure sometimes remove the red tape when you guys are moving or have any situation after being expats in Panama.
All right. My name is Rod. I am from Vancouver, Canada. I've been here now, I'm saying 13 years. Next month it's going to be 13 years. I love Panama. Never going back to Canada for multiple reasons. It's just home here for me now. I moved here the wrong way. I knew nobody and didn't know the rules and didn't know what I was supposed to do. I got help from some people when I first moved here, but they were the wrong people. And within 3 months, I lucked out and somebody introduced me to Oscar, who fixed all the problems I had. So remember, guys, if 13 years ago, Oscar was already in the relocation business. Within a few months, we became friends after he fixed all my stuff, saved me a ton of money, and we started business together with a local business where we help walk-ins get tours within the Boquete region, and we help new expats get the things they need. Then it wasn't a few years after that we decided to move this thing bigger into what we do today, which is our relocation tours and private tours. So if you look at our, we're trying to change it to, okay. We're going to take that off. Yeah, so we do 7-day tours, 3-day Cherokee Highland tours, and private tours. If you're interested in seeing all of Panama, every location, virtually every location an expat might want to retire to, meet immigration attorneys, insurance people, figure out your banking, like having everything solved. So when you move here, it's very simple. You need to look at one of our tours. For those of you who have been looking and were sold out, good news, this morning we had a cancellation in November. So you can go for a couple or a single. So, and then that will be sold out again because we're sold out for the next 6 months. So,
well, sometimes happens, or you can just make sure to see if you can make it before the end of the year. We have it open.
Yeah. So now it's on to these guys. You guys need to, and on those watching, welcome on Facebook and on YouTube. You also can type questions into your comment sections, and we will see them over here. You won't see any answers that we put in, but you will hear our answers, of course. And so start typing in your questions into the chat, and we will start answering it. Any topic, guys. Doesn't matter what it is.
And if they want to come on live, just type in live in the comments.
Yeah, type in the word live without the question.
And we will bring you on.
Oh, hi, Mary. Yes, you are coming with us on the 7-day tour in a few months, but that time will come very, very fast. No, you'll be booking that yourself. But if you have any questions, Mary, just look at our email, contact myself or Megan, and we will walk you through it.
Yeah. In the tour, your domestic flight we end in Boquete. So we include a domestic flight from David back to Panama City. But your international airfare, you'll book yourself.
Okay, so let's look. Let's start taking some questions here. This is an interesting question. Helen and Alexander. So their question is, and I'm reading it because some of you guys are on small screens. Someone on Facebook mentioned that hospitals will not admit people living in other provinces. Is that correct? No. And someone on Facebook is the worst advice you can ever get. Respectfully, Helen Alexander, sometimes you need, you're doing research, and that's great. It's great that you're asking.
Yeah.
And if you in the public hospital, like if there's something seriously wrong with you, they have to fix it. In the private hospital, if you have insurance or are going to pay for it, then you just do that. It doesn't matter where you are from in Panama. Now, in a public hospital, if you are from the city, you happen to be in David or Boquete, you end up in that hospital, They might want to transfer you once you get a bit better, back to the city, but it's not as if they're not going to admit you and care for you. Okay. Next question. Megan, read that one.
Ian and Sue, hey guys,
Hey.
what are the options for laundry? Do rental units come with machines? It really varies.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
But usually they will say if they have it.
Oscar and Megan have extra machines at their house. Ian, you guys can just go over there and do your laundry.
25 cents
Okay.
per load.
Yeah, I charge $1, but hey, no, if you bring a
We all
bottle,
can go to the Caldera River and do it.
yeah, if you bring a
Right.
bottle of wine, that's free. The biggest thing, Ian, Sue, to watch for is when you're looking at rentals. If it says laundry, that means for sure it has a washing machine. It does not mean it has a dryer. Typically, if it's a Panamanian style home, it needs a washing machine and a clothesline outside. So, which is fine most of the year. I have done it. On a day like this, if you don't get your laundry up there by 7 in the morning, you're going to be out of luck.
Yeah, it was overcast early. Yeah, there's no standard really, but
Yeah.
it should say.
It'll always
on the
say in the
listing.
listing whether they have laundry or not, and look for washer.
Also depends how much
dryer.
you're paying. If you're getting a very affordable rent, probably it's gonna be just a washer, a basic washer, and that's it.
The my dryer, I have my own stuff. My dryer died in February, and I had another one, but somebody was using it until May. I went without. I hung my clothes up. It was not a big deal.
I used to do that all the
I
time.
enjoyed it. Okay, here we go. On one of your pages, I saw you mention a duty exemption for importing a new car. Can he elaborate? That's probably on the pensionado visa.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, on the pensionado visa, the only visa that has a duty exemption for importing a car from the States. That's duty. That is not taxes. There's still going to be 12% tax on that car. There's a 7% ITBMS tax, and there's a 5% just because we can tax. No one can tell us what that. I asked Lord, what is the name of the tax? There is no name. There's an additional 5% tax on imported stuff. You want to talk a little bit about that procedure, Oscar?
No, I mean that you covered that pretty good. Yeah.
You want to read that one?
Yes. Can you talk about the charter flight option for bringing your pets to Panama? I have 2 cats who are incredibly anxious but too big to go on board underneath the seat, but I won't put them in cargo either.
Hey, Cheryl, how are you doing? Yes. There is a charter company doing this. I have several of our guests have gotten some rates. They seem a little high. It's called Perro Air, PERROAIR. We do it ourselves because we have many guests moving here, and we will tag people on that didn't even come on our tour just to bring the cost down. Typically, like to do it out of Florida because that's the cheapest jet right now. Currently, you're looking at around the 27,000. It fluctuates with the price of fuel. So let's say you have 2 couples and a dog, and Cheryl, you're coming with the cat. You probably have room for one more person and their pet. So it could be split 3 ways. So it could be as low as 9,000 per share. But if it's 27, so then it's going to be 13,500 each for 2 people. So you're not going to be able to bring much luggage on a private charter. They're not big jets. They have this very small luggage hold, and in the inside, captains are pretty insistent that they don't want to be dealing with luggage when they got pets on board. So you're not going to save money there. Just your basic luggage. So Cheryl, that's about it. You're looking, if you want some quotes, go to our website, retireinpanamatours.com, and you'll see on the more menu, pet relocation. You can fill in the information if you want to, if you know your dates or want to be put on a wait list for a jet share, feel free to. All righty.
Yeah, we've helped organize a few of those.
Yeah, several ones. Very successfully. A lot of people out save good money by sharing.
Yeah. Huge. Like if you could say, like some people have to. Your cats, very understandably, We've had people take their cats on the airplane that they've been freaked out before the plane takes off, and the flight attendants make them take them off, and you can't bring them because the pet has to be calm. But we've had people with pit bulls, people with mastiffs that can't go on commercial flights, and to spend $27,000 to move your dog is a big hit.
Yeah, it is.
So if you could spend 13 or 9, it's a much better happen.
Hey Bill, how often do home rents get raised in general? I understand it varies per region, but in Boquete?
Yeah, not much. We've been sitting, we can talk about our old houses because we've been here so long. 2014, 2015, 500 a month. This year, 500 a month. And now she's trying to get 700, but it's sitting on the market. It's I lived in that home for 4 or 5 years, Oscar and Megan a couple years, and then another one of our guests. It never went up. The house I live in is 600, and it's been 600 for 7 years. Valley Escondido, the condos have gone up maybe 10% in the last year. In the last 10 years. They've been like 1,600, now they're like 1,800.
Yeah, there's still some at 15, 16
Yeah,
that I've seen.
I saw one recently. So rentals haven't really gone up unless it's a new rental from someone who doesn't know the market. And we had one down the street from us, and 2-story house, and they were asking $2,000 for it. They're already down to 13, and it's still empty.
Yeah,
and that's been sitting there
because
for
we know the price. The price should be 1,000.
7, 8 months.
Yeah, 8 months they've lost on it. So rentals really haven't gone that much in Boquete. In Panama City, they've gone down in the last 10 years. Something that was 1,400 is probably about 12 now. And along the beaches, probably about flat, about the same.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I haven't seen any big price increases. Okay.
From Dawn, hi guys.
Hey,
Bob and
guys.
I are starting to make plans. Can't wait. The question I have is regarding TV. What is the best and most economical option?
Okay, great question. Go back 2 weeks on YouTube. Just find our Retire in Panama.
YouTube channel is at Retire in Panama.
Yeah, it's youtube.com/@Retire in Panama. 2 weeks ago, if you look under the live section, you'll see, or the Q&A section, you'll see a Q&A on, I still haven't broken it down. It was very popular. It was a 2-part Q&A where we had TV on the second part. You'll see it's 2 weeks ago. I'll give you the date. And it's a half-hour segment on the 5th of September. Half-hour segment at the end of that regular Q&A about getting TV. All the streaming platforms that in the U.S., Netflix, Prime, Disney, Hulu, HBO, all that stuff work here. You need a VPN to get many of them to work properly and to get all the shows. So that's explained in that YouTube video. We have cable here, which offers about 250 channels, of which about 70 or 80 can be in English. And those are the more popular U.S. networks, TNT, HGTV, of course, the CNN, Fox News networks, and the HBOs and stuff like that. So that is, if you don't watch a lot of TV, just basic cable added onto your internet is only like $10 when they bundle it.
Yeah, we mostly just use streaming services. So we just pay for internet and no cable. But
yeah.
It's pretty affordable down here, really.
Okay. Oops, I'm trying to hide that. Okay. What's that one?
Hey, Randy, how easy is it to bring cats to Panama from California?
Oh, another cat question. I'm sorry, Randy, cats aren't allowed in Panama. We love pets. Do it all the time. Dogs and cats. We got a couple of dogs under us right now. It's I'm not going to say it's easy, but I'm going to say it's doable.
I mean, from California, what would he drive to Texas and leave from there?
No, he would fly out of Copa, out of Los Angeles.
But the pet's that long?
What's that?
for the pets to be that long
No, it's a cat, so it's probably going to be on the
under the seat.
yeah, it's
Okay.
probably going to be under the seat. I'm going to post this for you, Randy, and any other pet lovers, an article on our website that gives you the exact instructions, because we do, again, on YouTube, you can search for our pet relocation Q&As. We do 2 every year. We just finished one in July. But I just put the link into the chat, which shows you the step-by-step process. And there's a comment, a place there where you can send a message where you have any specific questions related to your pet.
Yeah, and Rod helps walk people through it all the time if you want his help to look over your paperwork.
Yeah.
It's a great service.
Yeah, we offer the service to people outside of our tours. For our tours, we always do it in our tour people know they get great discounts. But our service is not expensive. You're looking at $250 to $350, and we will hold your hand through the whole 45-day process of getting vaccines, doctor's visits, and booking and cargo or on the plane and filling out paperwork and notifying the vet.
Yeah. So from Alan, how many days per year do you need to be in Panama to maintain your international health insurance? So you have to be a Panama resident, first of all, and then you have to be in Panama at least 6 months of the year to have Panamanian health insurance. Or through a Panamanian provider, but it can be international coverage.
Yeah, there is some not exclusions to that. There's different companies. If you are totally a nomad, that you can discuss with them if you're traveling, but they're going to have restrictions in 3 countries: U.S., Canada, and Brazil. If you can believe it, I don't know why, but they do. You can only be in those countries for 90 days at a time. So you have to. So you can't be in Panama for 6 months and the U.S. or Canada for 6 months. If that was your plan, that doesn't work with international health insurance. It just costs too much money for them. Mm-hmm.
Dan says the Phillies are losing.
Okay. Is this bad news, Megan?
Bummer.
Okay.
What inning is it?
Inning? Isn't it a hockey game?
From Suzanne, do you suggest putting any property purchases into a corporation or trust?
That's what your lawyer is going to tell you for the best situation for you. Here in Panama, they're typically called a foundation, not corporations or trusts. A foundation is much cheaper than a corporation, and its purpose is to hold assets, and it's much cheaper to maintain on an annual basis. So, you know, the cool thing with a foundation is, let's say the 3 of us own this house, and I'm the oldest, and 30 years from now, something happens to Rod. There is no real will needed because the corporation owns the house, and one of these people will be assigned, I'll probably make it Megan, to become president of my house because you know, she's Oscar's boss anyways. And yeah, and so it makes it a little easier for handing over assets and for estate planning to use foundations, but definitely talk to a good lawyer on that one, Suzanne. A good lawyer,
recommend one
and yeah, and your lawyer should never ever be one of those directors, by the way. You know, that sounds funny, but I have had so many people that have that happen to.
Because they don't have anyone else here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You find somebody else that will be your friend. Okay, the lawyer should not be a director of your foundation, or they could end up owning it. Okay, well, let's go down.
I have a lot of wine, which I'm loath to leave. Can I bring in my wine stash?
Okay.
You would love that.
Yes, we're going to help you personally do that. We'll bring the private jet down. We could do it that way. You know, that's one option. Yes, you can. You're going to have to go through a customs broker. Panama does not make wine, so you're not going to have huge issues with duties. We got wine here from Argentina and Chile, great bottles for $7 it sells for, because there's no duty on it. But there are, like the personal wines, you're going to have to pay some special taxes and stuff like that. And there are shippers, I was kidding about the private jet. There are shippers that can manage on sea freight that can manage your wine collection for you. So it is a possibility, yes, to bring your wine to Panama. And I can answer that one because I had to go to a customs broker a year and a half ago and get all that exact answers. Okay, sorry, my bad, Megan. On the next Q&A, we're reversing order because you have better eyesight than I do. Okay. Oh, hey,
Oh.
Ruth and Harvey, how are you guys?
And there's Annette too. Hey guys. They're not sick of us yet. Randy, am I interested in traditional bungalow wood? Is it possible?
Yeah.
Will be like,
Not a lot of wood. What's that?
For a building?
Yeah, let's talk about the building process in Panama.
we have to make sure you have the architect that has.
There are some people that have built wood here,
Yeah.
extremely treated because it's really damp here. You know, I'm from Canada. Of course, all of our houses were built wood. Here it's concrete and steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly concrete block, steel roofs. We don't have a lot of house fires.
No.
We have furniture fires. That they dragged the couch out because it's on fire for some reason.
Yeah,
But
no, wood maybe for accent cabinets, but that's
Very
kind of
limited.
common.
I'm gonna say, oh, the wine guy. Is there any way you can private message us your full name, address? No. Love to help though, but if you do need some connections, honestly, PS with the wine, go to our website. The link is in the chat, and just fill out the comment section, and we'll connect you to a broker that can help you with that. Okay. Annette, you guys down the road from us?
Yes, they are.
You
In
guys
an
got,
Airbnb, right?
yeah, you guys gonna come on the chat and tell everyone about your tour later? Next question. There we
Friendly
go.
Nations. Stacy and Dan, Friendly Nations visa needs a CD deposit of $200,000. Is that done through certified check or bank transfer or other process?
Yeah. Banking system in Panama is not tied to the U.S. system in any way. So certified check in the U.S. is not accepted here because we certify checks differently. It could be a personal check that would take 21 days to clear if they would take that large amount. So typically it's a wire transfer. International wire transfer using the SWIFT code system. It'll cost about anywhere between 50 and $100 in total on and with total fees on both ends. And that's how you're going to move the money. And that's one of the options of the Friendly Nations, which I'm sure Stacy and Dan, you are aware of. The other one is real estate in that same amount. And if you guys are going together, it's actually $205,000. Because Stacy, if you're the primary, Panama thinks that Dan is only cost you $5,000.
Silly
Okay.
rule.
There we go.
Ruth and Harvey, several questions. Where in the country should we avoid venomous animals? Hubby wants to know, what is the national beer?
Woohoo.
Can expats vote in their home country for federal elections?
Great question. Okay, start out. Where do you avoid
Venomous
venomous animals? You've been
animals.
all over the country.
Um,
Snakes. That's
yeah, I mean, the
and
more
the odd
you
spider.
get, it's just like anywhere, the more you get into rural areas,
if
you're
you're
gonna
in
have
a
more
bit- yeah.
wildlife.
If you're in a very rural area next to jungle, bushes, and all kinds of things, and depends on the elevation, like more tropical, more warm, yeah, you'll find sometimes some snakes. None of them poisonous. The most common is the boa constrictor.
The most common
The
snake.
most common
The
snake.
most, yeah, and yeah, the only really venomous animal that you'd have to worry about is a venomous snake, which the most common is the Echis,
Yeah,
the
Echis, yeah.
fertilans.
Well, what you do is you keep training your property, your premises, and you put the sliding the screens. You put also like, what did you put on the doors?
Yeah. Door sweeps.
Yeah.
They don't have. I had to order them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good
Well,
solid
you
door
do that,
sweep on
and
the
then
door.
also like there is also products they keep the snakes away
Yeah.
from the property. But you have to. It's all maintenance. It'll be fun.
Again, I've been here, guys, approaching 13 years next month. I've seen one snake, and that was on the Lucero Road, crossing the road.
Yeah.
I was in a vehicle, so I was fine. That's my only experience with snakes here in Panama, so I've been lucky, I guess. Mhm. I saw more snakes. Well, every year we saw snakes in Saskatchewan. There were garter snakes in the garden, but they're still pretty long.
Yeah, I did see a fertilance when I was living with my host family's house.
Yeah.
But it was just going after the chickens in the chicken coop.
Me too. I've seen Featherlands, squirrel, all kinds, but you just let them be. They'll go away.
Yeah.
No problem.
They're not aggressive.
Oh, we didn't answer the other two questions. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
the national beer.
Oh, the national beer.
A few.
Okay, yeah, Balboa, which is the most tasty.
Panama.
Panama is like a lager. Then Atlas is lighter, and then you have the Atlas Golden. You have the Soberana and Panama Light, which is basically is sparkling water with a beer flavor.
They're all very light.
Crystal.
Crystal, that's another one.
Crystal.
It's like
We have
Corona.
like 5 or 6.
Now there are a lot of like artisanal options too.
Then we have the 507, which is my favorite. We have a grocery store called Ray, El Rey, meaning the king, but they have their own name brand, just like Costco has Kirkland. They have their own name brand, and they just put out a beer this year, and it's $3 a 6-pack, folks, and it's really good.
There was one more question at the end, something about expats.
I'm so sorry I went and deleted the question. Bring it back on one more time. Just ask your last question again. We'll catch up.
Sorry.
So sorry I did that. I said there were great questions too. How easy it to find rentals to take pets? No problem. We all have pets. Most Panamanians have a dog in their yard, so they're used to, if they rent, they're used to people having dogs. I think maybe some of the higher end expat with fancy furnishings, they're typically the ones that say no pets.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's usually foreign home rentals that don't want pets, but all the Panamanians, it's more likely to see pet friendly.
Limit the number of pets, Cheryl. Possible, yeah. If you walk in and say I have 6 dogs, they might not, allow that. Just because, neighbors or they don't know how they behave or stuff like that. I've had 2 dogs and renting multiple places. I've never had an issue. Is there an extra charge? Some places charge a pet deposit, which I've gotten back, and it's never been big, like $200. I think that's the biggest one I paid.
Was that a 100 per dog?
No, it's just in that place in that gated community. We wanted $200 for a pet deposit. Here, I don't have one. Okay. Any advice? Shipping your belongings to Panama would not fit a 10-foot container. So it's not a lot of stuff. It's still quite a bit. Like that's a quarter of a 40-foot container. 1, 2, 3, 4 pallets. So you're looking at 4 pallets. So that's a pretty good shipment. It really kind of hard, Rich, to give you advice. You didn't say where you're from, but if you're anywhere near Florida, the whole process is easier and cheaper. A lot of it you can do yourself. I know people rent a U-Haul, drive it to Florida, and they load a pallet right at a freight company's place, and they really do it cheap. But if you're going to have a truck come to your house and with the lift and load your pellets and all that stuff, it can get expensive. Again, that's not something we can answer on a Q&A for the pricing, but let's go contact us. I'm going to put the contact us in the chat, our contact us page. And if you do that, I will put you in touch with someone who can actually give you that quote if you give him all that information. Well, let me just clean up because a lot of questions coming. Ooh.
Got some thunder action tonight.
Yeah, we got our first real rain in almost a week, like several hours of it. Okay.
Cynthia, hola. For those staying for only 180 days who are unable to get a bank account in Panama, do people bring cash? I know cards are accepted, but not everywhere. Yeah, that it is. weird, the 180-day tourist visa, because it's hard to stay here for 180 days when you can only drive on a foreign license for 90 days and you're not able to get a bank account as a tourist. And yeah, how do you pay your rental and all of these things? You do have to be starting residency to get a bank account. Some people will work with a rental agent that will take payment through an application like Airbnb or PayPal or something like that. But most Panamanians won't do that, so they'll want probably cash.
Yeah.
Cards are accepted pretty much everywhere else. I mean, as far as restaurants, grocery stores.
Or what you could do is use Western Union. You can send money yourself from North America to Panama.
You can. That's a great question,
Yeah.
Oscar. Make sure you set up your U.S. Western Union account when you're in the U.S. You can link it to your U.S. bank account, and then you can send yourself
$1,000,
$1,000. I think the
$2,000,
limit's $2,000 to Panama.
something like. No, I
Yeah.
don't remember, but
Yeah, I think the limit might be
It's a good
$2,000 a
amount.
month. You'll get away with it probably 6 times. Like there's a limit to how much money you can send Western Union in a year to any specific country. But yeah, Western Union yourself, because you go online with Western Union, log into your account, send from your U.S. or Canadian or European bank account to a Western Union near you, and go pick up the cash. And you'll probably save, because their fees for that amount is like $40. So you probably save a lot of money.
yeah, the convenience. You also
Otherwise,
have
you're
the-
standing at an ATM, $250.
That's more
$250,
expensive.
and spending $12 every time
Yeah.
you do it.
Western Union, in this situation, is more affordable.
Yeah.
For the fees.
Perfect. Good idea. There's a loaded question, guys.
Ian, what 3 places would you recommend to retire to?
Is there 3?
We can tell you the top 3 in Panama
Yeah.
are probably Boquete,
Coronado.
Beaches, Coronado area, and Panama City.
Those are definitely the top 3 places people, expats, move to.
But the best way to do it is that you come by yourself, see all the places, the top 3, and the other ones is on the list. It might be different. So
A lot of people that come on our tour think they're gonna like one area and not like other area, and it totally changes after
Yeah.
the tour. So you have to see it for yourself.
Yeah. Come join us. We'll show you 15, 20 places that we pass through or stop at. And you'll really see what there was many people. This tour we just finished this morning, isn't it crazy the people on it that were beach people and that are now moving to Boquete?
imagine that.
Yeah.
They had no idea. Or just the opposite, people that had no idea Tennessee was what it actually was, and they fell in love with it when it was there.
Yeah.
So, that happens all the time. Where do you go from here? Bank account. Let's go through that whole process of opening a bank account in Panama, Megan.
Yeah, sure. So you have to be starting Panamanian residency. Usually you'll need a letter from your lawyer if you don't actually have your temporary residency card yet. It depends, like if you're getting pensionado or you're getting friendly
Yeah.
nations.
You need proof of income.
Yes, you need. Usually they want like an address.
Yeah, well, yeah, some banks want a residential address here, some don't. Like every bank varies. Proof of income can be the stuff that your immigration lawyer has most of the stuff. They have your proof of income. They have
Which could be
your
tax reporting
or your pension letter.
Pension letter.
They have a letter that they're going to say you're in the process of residency. They probably have any residential information for you because they're working on your visas. So the major thing you got to bring from the States is that reference letter.
Yeah.
From or from North America or Europe, you need a reference letter, a current reference letter on bank letterhead signed by somebody at the bank. It can be the janitor, it doesn't matter. That John Doe has banked with us for 14 years and has a checking account in good standing. That's all it has to say. If you have all that stuff, you'll be able to open a bank account here. Now comes the warnings. I have to bring these out because it happens all the time, and people try to correct us. I read somewhere some lawyer can open a bank account. 2021 January, the governor of banking put these requirements out that we just mentioned to you. There are some people, some firms saying that we can open up a bank account without you being here and without you being a resident. And I've seen them do it. Are those bank accounts at risk of being frozen? I believe they are. So that's why on this call, we're not going to tell you to do that. You need to be in the process of residency. You need to be physically here to do the signing.
And you need to be using your bank account in order for them to keep it open. So it makes sense to wait until you're going to be here. You can't let it go without being used for a few months, or they might just remove your account or freeze it. Scott, how long is the $200,000 bank CD deposit held before it can be accessed, or do you have to leave this amount in once the period is over?
Great question, Scott. First of all, the $200,000 CD is going to be in a 2 or 3 year program, because your immigration for that friendly nations is going to take 2 years, 4 to 6 months. So some people, your lawyer will help you decide what's best, a 2 or 3 year. For the interest, it's sometimes worth doing a 3 year. But also, the money that you're getting paid in interest, let's say you're getting 5%, that's $800 every month. That gets paid into a savings account here, in your savings account that you can use. So at the end of the term, it's your 200,000 CD is worth 200,000 still, because you've taken all the interest and it's in your savings account. So the maximum would be 3 years. The minimum would be the week after you get your permanent residency card, which is about 2 years, 4 to 6 months.
But during that time, you can use the interest you're accruing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that they weren't ready for real estate yet. They put it in a CD and they use that interest to pay the rent.
Yeah, I was also going to say we have a lot of people worried, oh, what if my money's locked up in a CD and a year from now I find a house or land that I love and I want to switch to real estate for friendly nations? Well, you can do that.
Yeah, it is possible. It's complicated, and a few $1,000s in lawyer fees and penalties, but it can be done. To start with a CD and end with the real estate.
But it makes sense to wait those 2 to 3 years to make sure you really love it here and love the place you're at, and then you can always buy your real estate after.
Hey, Mary, you absolutely aren't the first person to wonder this. It is so true. You just don't know what to do.
Should we sell everything or bring it with?
Yeah. I sold everything. I brought with me 2 suitcases and 3 boxes. It was computer stuff and personal, photo albums, stuff like that, which I don't know where any of that stuff is now. But some people have loaded 2 40-foot containers with their cars. They can't leave the stuff.
I think if it's been sitting in boxes unused for years in your house, probably just get rid of it. The things that you really love and make you feel at home that you use every day, you might consider bringing it with you. But you can find everything in Panama, and most rentals and even real estate sales, they're fully furnished places. So you don't have to bring anything really if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm. For people, we have this detailed conversation with people on our tours when they're trying to make this decision, and we're okay with whatever you decide. Whether we think it's right or not, that's irrelevant. It's what are good for the guests. If they want to bring all this beautiful furniture that they have and stuff like that, I might technically advise them, don't bring your fridge, freezer, stove. Your appliances aren't going to fit here in the same spots. The power is a little bit different with this 50, 60 hertz stuff. But yeah, bring your living room set, bring your wall unit, bring your wine collection. We know we're going to do that.
Or make some wine with him.
Yeah, I make wine, but behind door number whatever here there's wine being made right now.
You usually say if it's like some special antique car, bring it down.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Eleanor GT500. Yes. I mean,
if you love it, bring
but
it
I
on.
have to do the test drive in the Panamanian road.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, is this the next question? We use mostly post oak and mesquite for barbecue.
What
Oh,
is your
what are they
minimum?
using for the wood and
Nancy, a lot of Nancy.
Nancy, I know you know.
There is oak you can find here. There's chips you can find 42. There's actually you can find if you're a smoker, Jack Daniels, all kinds of fancy stuff. You
Yeah,
can
I've
find
seen
here in
that.
Panama.
Hickory, I've seen.
It's a newer thing. It came out.
Applewood.
I started seeing it in the last 6 years, more or less.
So use smokers and the good kind of smokers.
Or you can use coffee,
There's lots for you.
the coffee trees.
Yeah.
Also, they
Coffee
use
trees.
that for smoking.
Good. Good question, John. No, there has not been an announcement of the re-extension. Basically, there wasn't 2 years ago either. They just re-extended it. So we will know by October 15th whether or not the 300,000 qualified investor goes up to 500,000 or not. They have made no official announcement that it will or won't. So, like I said, in 2022, we just found out the day after that it did not go up.
I think if we were to suspect what was going to happen with the new government that's pretty friendly with legal immigration.
Yeah.
We think it might stay at
Yeah.
300.
Yeah, good guess is no. Yeah. Okay. When I come, Lisa.
When I come to Boquete December 17th, should I rent a B&B or a hotel like Morango?
Well, first of all, you need to be renting that now if you're coming on December 17th.
Yeah.
Jump on that tonight after the Q&A.
Yeah,
because
holiday season.
Holiday season, and you don't have much of the options of availability.
Airbnbs are great. Morango, where's that?
I don't know.
know.
I don't know. We don't know a hotel called Morango, and we've lived here a total of 30 years combined. So I'm not sure of that hotel.
Maybe there's different name. Do you think it's Morango?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look it up.
But yeah, email me and I can send you some recommendations.
Yeah, fill out that form, or I put you in the contact form.
Yeah.
I know that name. I think.
Morango Apartments
Are you coming on
Boquete.
tour with us?
Oh, Morango Apartments. Okay.
Yeah.
All depends too what you want.
Probably
A lot of
private.
people that rent on
Yeah, it's
Airbnb,
private.
because Airbnb doesn't disclose the exact location, contact your seller there and get a pin from them, because they say close to downtown if you have a helicopter. Like, it's not, if you want to be close to all the activity, it's a wonderful time to be here over Christmas, by the way. It's not full of loud parties. Well, maybe a few, but it's just a beautiful, fun time to be around. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's new like B&Bs and apartments popping up all the time in Boquete. So
it's just very few units, or it always keeps like it sold out.
Yeah. So get
December in
yourself-
Boquete is beautiful. We have rainbows almost every day.
Yeah.
You'll love it. From John, what is a ballpark estimate on shipping a 40-foot container from Tampa or Miami to Panama?
10,000. That's a ballpark. Like we don't know what's in that container, where you're going here. Just shipping about 7 is the last number I heard from August. I meet once a month with our freight guy. Don't get too excited, you people that live in the Midwest or the up northeast, because you can double that, because you got to get to Miami first. And right now, the road and rail in the U.S. is almost more than the ocean freight from Florida to Panama. So that's why I said, if you live in Florida, you're laughing. You might consider to bring more, because you can afford it. But I know somebody last year that shipped from New York, 40 foot, and they ended up almost 25,000. So it can be costly. How do you see the charts?
They're on Facebook.
Which charts are those?
The chats.
Chats.
So you have to come over to StreamYard.
Oh,
The link will be in the description of the Facebook
yes.
post.
Yeah, you're only seeing questions that come. Well, yeah. The link will be in the chat. If we post something, just look below where you ask this question, and you'll see the links. But all the other people, you got to look in the description of your Facebook video you're on, and come over to StreamYard to see everyone else's questions. Okay. For 6 weeks, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. For 6 weeks, you can message the Airbnb host and see if they'll give you a better rate for a little bit longer rental.
Hey, Debbie, yes, we highly advise using Wise to move your money into your Panama bank. You can drop typically a wire transfer from a U.S. or Canadian bank directly to a Panama bank. When you add up all the fees, it's close to $100. And that, whether you're sending 1,000 or 100,000, it doesn't matter. It's going to be around $100. With Wise, you can do that for 35 to 45 bucks. Now, Wise.com is an international exchange company. Been around for 20 years, guys. They were called TransferWise. Very secure, very sound. So you can send money from your U.S. Canadian bank directly to Wise. European guys, I don't want to forget about you. Even Australia, you got access to this. You send money to your Wise account. If it's not already in U.S., you convert it to U.S. dollars at very fair rates. And then from Wise, you wire transfer to Panama. The fees are less than half.
Good deal.
Good deal.
And it's an app too.
Good. Oscar, your buddy Ricardo Perez advertises certified new or used cars. Does that mean the same cars as the U.S.?
No. The cars they have here in Ricardo Perez are large selection in diesel, like the Toyota Prado, the Fortuner, the Hilux, and then they have other cars like the RAV4, which is different here. It doesn't come V6, they're all 4-cylinder, and other vehicles for commercial, the Yaris or the Hiace.
I think he's just asking, like, does certified new in Panama mean the same as it does in the U.S.?
Certified new, yeah. There's a program in the U.S. that they inspect it, and they it's a used car, and they call it new.
But the big, because it's bought from Ricardo Perez, and they have been all the maintenance through them, so that means it's certified. Certified, the miles is right, like they haven't altered anything. So when you buy a car directly from them, you pay like what it is, and then it's just certified. They don't give a guarantee on that.
They don't offer any more guarantees on that?
They do give a guarantee.
They do.
On that,
okay,
yeah.
So they offer a guarantee. Powertrain or everything?
Yeah, I think like a 600, but it's very good. Like you don't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Perfect.
But you pay a little bit more sometimes. It is a little bit just of the process to get it.
Yeah. I've never seen that ad here. Hi, Diane Shields. Hope you're doing well. So a credit union account isn't the same as a bank account. Technically, you're right there. It isn't anywhere. A credit union and a bank account is the same as U.S. credit unions, bank accounts, and Canada's. A credit union is like member owned. You pay a member fee, whether it's like 10, 20 bucks, whatever it is. We have a few credit unions. We have a major one, a government owned Caja Aurora, the oldest bank in the country besides Banco Nacional. And then we have some, what? No. You guys laughing at my Spanish?
No. You're good. You're good.
Let's say it again. Caja Aurora.
Caja de
Ahorros.
Ahorro.
It sounds like you're growling. And then we have some agriculture co-op, credit unions and stuff like that. So they are the same thing as you're used to. And so that I know that this is a secondary question. And a third, yes, you've been with a credit union. I use my credit union account for Friendly Nations Visa Bank at Banco
Aliado.
Yeah. So the difference with credit unions in North America is not all of them can directly send money to Panama. Mm-hmm. Some of them have to use an intermediary bank, which is going to add another 20 bucks or so. But if you have a Wise account, you can send directly from your credit union to Wise. I know that for a fact. Wise is, again, they use smaller branches. Okay. We are, no one came on the last few minutes. Anyone want to say hi? Ask your question live. I almost forgot about that because we're going through so many questions here. Yeah, your family members. Yes, Mary. Don't move all your stuff. Give me the phone numbers of your kids. I'm going to tell them to go take all your stuff from you. And there's less stuff.
Bring your bed though. If you love your bed, bring your bed.
Okay.
Can we bring supplements, homeopathics on the plane, or ship them? Either or is fine.
Mm-hmm. There's no problem bringing supplements, and especially Panama is so used to us expats moving here. I used to go home once a month because I was running a business back in the States, and I would come back with the most ridiculous Walmart shopping trips because we just didn't have that stuff here. And okay, like 6 jars of gummies and like all this stuff. Like they know we do that. Like okay, a year supply of vitamin C, like stuff like that. So there's no issues. Like just whether you're moving here or already live here, people do that all the time.
Yeah, and the mail forwarders, you can bring them in through too.
We've had a wonderful time and drove around Christmas Day, and most things were closed. Well, things should be closed on Christmas, but yeah, you got to come here and you got to figure out whether it's for you or not. Mary, $12.95. Yeah, TD does, and Canada started to have decent wire transfers, but is that hopefully if you're transferring your money, this is what you need to check, Marie. In my Royal Bank on $5,000. What they would give me for a rate between my Canadian US account was $96 more than what Wise would give me for a rate. Wise was less than 1% over the Bank of Canada rate. Anyways, okay, I'm just going through the last few questions. Is there a year limit? There is no limit. You're allowed to bring your car in with a pensionable visa, whether you do it now or 20 years from now.
Yeah.
You're allowed that one exemption. It's a one-time exemption, it's called. That and your personal goods, which is kind of irrelevant. Love your channel. Expats allowed to own firearms. Great question, Dawn. Yes.
Yeah, residents.
Residents. Permanent resident.
You got to be a permanent resident holding a cedula. I believe you have to be holding a cedula.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're allowed a maximum of 5, and they are only handguns and long guns. Nothing else is allowed here.
With all of the necessary permits.
With all the necessary permits. It's quicker to do it here and buy it here. Certainly not cheap, but importing is not cheap either. Importing is still taking 1 year to 2 years.
Longest process.
And you got to get so many people involved. Just sell what you got, but to get yourself like a Glock here or something like that, you're gonna spend $2,500. But it is what it is. It's not $250 at Walmart, and the next day, you got to get the psych evals and all that stuff. But the process is really a lot less than it was 5 years ago. You can get it done in 6 months now. But that's after you have your permanent residency. See, we do know almost everything. A traditional bungalow on the beach.
Or in the jungle to rent. Yes, it's possible. Will I be able to use the US Uber app for Panama?
Yes.
In Panama City only.
Yeah, Uber is a international app. You don't have to change the app based on what country you are in. And we have Uber in Panama City and Debbie. So.
A little less efficient in David.
It's less efficient, but yeah.
Getting there.
We do, Karen. We have one coming up in October, and we're going to have a freight expert on with us, and we're going to do some live quotes and stuff like that. So keep up. I gotta put all the intro, all the October. We got some of the October Q&As, but they're all going to be listed on our site.
You can add them to your calendar so you don't miss them.
Mhm.
What are car insurance rules on a car based on the age of the car? So you can, collision is dropped after a car is over 10 years old here in Panama. So if the car is over 10 years old, you just have liability insurance.
Some exceptions. Depends of the car, can get extended more years,
Yeah,
even
10,
up to 4 years. But it depends of the vehicle, depends of the model, and also if they have clean records.
Mhm.
And then in the space, the cost of the value of the car, and sometimes even the model.
Awesome.
Perfect. We are out of time. You missed our. Okay, we have to, guys. Every one of our Q&As is recorded. This is being recorded live right now. Let me type in youtube.com at. Please tell me it's there.
Retire in Panama. It was down another one. You had to go down one more.
I know. I shouldn't do this when I'm trying to type, but okay, can you do it?
Yes,
YouTube.com.
I got it.
Yeah. Megan's going to get the link for us. And all of our Q&As. We got, if you look under playlist, it's under live or Q&A specials or Q&A regulars. And we're going to put you the channel. But those of you who want, you have to promise us you must subscribe to the channel. All you're going to get is that little pop-up on your phone once a week of what the new Q&A is. So please subscribe to our channel and all of our videos. And for you guys asking questions about the pets too, watch one of our more current pet relocations.
Yeah.
Watch one of Oscar's car buying stuff.
We've also
Tons of
been
information.
putting some fun new YouTube videos up, meeting the expats in Panama. So definitely check all of those out.
Yeah. Those help you to give you perspective about some information you might wonder.
Yeah, John, like I said, importing your firearms collection, if your collection is less than 5, you can do that. But it's I know people that have done it and they're running around 2,500 per gun. And taking and being without them, they'll be locked up in the DIJ, Oscar,
Tejota.
yeah, in the Dejota for several years. Importing's very complicated still. Getting it here is simple, but importing is complicated. All right, folks, we are gone over time. The system's telling us to shut it down.
Great questions.
Yeah.
Perfect
We're gonna have
amount
to
of
start
questions.
charging it.
Thank you all for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you next Thursday.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
All righty. We'll talk later. Bye-bye. Oh, I got to
Good evening.
Buenas
Good night. Buenas
noches.
noches.